Africans.
We've been forgotten to be thanked. It's not a big deal. It will come with time.
There's a part that caught my attention where he was talking about ingratitude.
Ingratitude, I know this well, is a non-communicable disease to humans.
He is human. Our ingratitude is not transmissible to him. This is how this man sees Africa, sees Africans. We are not humans. In his eyes, I think that if he is not an atheist and he prays, every morning when he wakes up and prays, he should also pray for Africans. Because it is thanks to our ancestors that there is a France today. He should pray for us.
African nations just slammed the brakes on raw exports, cobalt frozen, gold seized, cocoa contracts cut, and lithium locked inside the continent. Western markets are in panic, industries face shortages, and the old trade order is shaking. But what exactly happened that forced Africa to make this move now? Let's find that out. The year 2025 will be remembered as the moment Africa stopped whispering and started shouting in the global commodities market. Until now, most export restrictions on raw materials had been piecemeal, a lithium ban here, a gold policy there. But this year, those individual threads were pulled together into a visible pattern, a coordinated assertion of sovereignty. For the first time in decades, multiple African governments acted almost simultaneously to tighten their grip on raw exports. And it didn't happen in a vacuum. It came after months of rising tensions, economic pressures, and political calculations. And it was never like this before. As the Carnegie Endowment wrote, quote, "The majority, 65% of imports from Africa, were raw materials and energy." This was 2021. But the spark was lit in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the king of cobalt. In February 2025, Kinshasa announced a 4-month suspension of cobalt exports, citing an oversupplied market that was driving down prices. This wasn't just about stabilizing the market, it was about flexing muscles. Cobalt is indispensable for electric vehicle batteries, and the DRC supplies more than 70% of the world's reserves. When the suspension was extended to September, mining companies like Glencore were left in limbo, and battery manufacturers in Europe and Asia scrambled to adjust their supply chain. The move signaled that Africa was no longer willing to allow market forces, dominated by foreign buyers, to dictate the value of its resources. Almost in lockstep, Zimbabwe reminded the world of its hard stance on raw materials. Back in December 2022, the country passed Statutory Instrument 213, banning the export of unprocessed lithium ore. By 2025, enforcement of that ban had become stricter, and in June, the government doubled down by reaffirming a prohibition on raw chrome exports. This was no symbolic gesture. Zimbabwe's lithium and chrome are central to the global supply of critical minerals. For years, raw ore left Harare in bulk, only to be refined abroad and sold back at many times the price. Now, by slamming the door shut, Zimbabwe was demanding that refineries and battery-grade plants be built on its own soil. Namibia followed the same logic, albeit with a broader sweep. Since June 2023, it has prohibited the export of unprocessed